You are now listening to I Feel the Truth podcast by Grace. A topic of words create direction. What I say matters, not just in the moment, but in directions of my life. My words are not empty. They shape how I think, they shape how I act, they shape what I expected. When I speak doubt, I move with hesitation. When I speak confidence, I move with purpose. So, I choose my words carefully. I am not stuck, I am growing. I am not behind, I am in process. I am not incapable, I am learning and improving every day. What I say becomes what I believe. What I believe becomes what I do. And what I do becomes my results. So today I speak life into my situation. I speak focus when I feel distracted. I speak discipline when I feel strength and when I feel weak. I speak focus when I'm distracted. I speak progress even if it's normal or small. I don't wait to feel ready. I speak readiness in my life and to myself. My words align my mind. My mind drives my actions. My action creates my reality. So I will speak like the person I'm becoming, not the person I used to be. And when I follow my words with action, because what I say, I will back it up. This concludes the first half of Words Create Directions. Part 2, I'll filter Truth Podcast by Grace. Becoming aligned. Money, confidence, healing, and discipline. Everything in my life is responding to who I am becoming, and today I choose to become more. I no longer speak from lack, I speak from growth, from direction, from purpose. Money flow where value goes, and I'm increasing my value every day. I'm learning, I'm building, I'm showing up. Opportunities recognize me because I prepared for them. I don't chase money, I attract it through who I become. Confidence is not something I wait for, it's something I practice every day. I walk into a room with presence, I speak with clarity. I trust myself even when I'm still figuring things out. I don't need to be perfect to move, I just need to move and keep moving forward. And every step I take builds evidence. I can do this, I can do that when you put your mind to it. Healing is happening within me, and even now, every day. I release what no longer serves me. I let go of old thoughts, old wounds, old habits, and old patterns. I'm not defined by what hurt me. I'm shaped by how I rise from it. It's okay to grow slowly. It's okay to rebuild. I give myself permission to heal and still move forward. Discipline is my foundation. I don't do what needs to be done, even when I don't feel like it, especially when I don't feel like it. Small actions, daily effort, no excuses. I don't rely on motivation, I rely on commitment. That's how I separate myself. Money, confidence, healing, discipline. These are not things outside of me, but within me. They are built within me. And every word I speak, every choice I make, and every action I take is aligning me with the life I'm creating for myself and for my future legacy. So today I speak with intention, I move with purpose, I act with discipline, and I trust that what I'm building is already building inside of me. This concludes part 2 of Words Create Directions. Part 3, The Becoming, from I Feel the True podcast by Grace. Money mindset. I attract through value. Money is not something I chase. It becomes something I attract through who I become or becoming. Every day I'm increasing my value through what I learn, how I think, and how I show up. I don't speak lack anymore. I don't say I can't afford it or money is hard to get. Instead, I ask, how can I create more? How can I grow? Money responds to clarity. Money responds to action. Money responds to discipline. And I'm becoming someone who handles money wisely. I respect what I have. I build what I earn. I multiply what I keep. Opportunities are not random. They appear when I'm ready to see them. So I stay ready. I move with intention. I don't I don't move in hesitation. I act on ideals and creativity and intuition. I trust that what I'm building will pay off. Money flows to constantly through me and around me, and I am consistent. This concludes part 3 of Becoming Aligned. Part 4, I Feel the True podcast by Grace. Becoming in confidence, I move anyway. Confidence is not something I wait for. It is something I create. I don't need to feel ready. I decide to move when I'm ready. Even when my voice shakes, I speak anyway. Even when I doubt, I act anyway. Even when I'm uncomfortable, I show up anyway. Because confidence is built through evidence, integrity, and respect. Every time I take action, I prove to myself I can handle this. No problem, no worries. I trust myself more and more every day. I stop overthinking. I stop shrinking. I stop waiting for permission from other people. And I stop waiting for someone to say that you are valued. And they agree with your comments or they agree with your vision or your goals. I don't get validation from people anymore. I am the validation. I belong in every room I step into. Not because I'm perfect, but because I'm willing to grow, to prove myself that I am important. Confidence is not loud, it's steady, it's grounded. And that's what I'm becoming. Grounded, steady, fulfillment, comfortable, happy, loving, peaceful, and blessed. This concludes part 4 of the Becoming in Alignment. Part 5, I Filter Truth podcast by Grace. Coming into healing, I release and I rise. Healing is not rushing, it's allowing. I give myself permission to feel without letting it control me. What hurts me is not who I am or who I'm going to become. I release the weight of the past, grudges, resentment, regrets. I release the stories that kept me stuck from the past, the present, and moving into my future. I'm not broken. I am healed, totally healed, and I am rebuilding daily, day by day, thought by thought. Some days are heavy, and that's okay. I don't quit on myself anymore. I don't let people use me, take advantage of me, of my kindness and my generosity. I pick and choose who I want to be around and who I don't want to associate with. I keep my I keep everything quiet and silence when I make moves. I choose peace. I choose growth. I choose to move forward, even gentle. Healing doesn't mean I forget what has happened. I still do remember, but you move on and you forgive and you move on past. It means I'm no longer controlled by it. It can't control your destiny. It can't control where you're going. It can't control none of your goals once you completely heal. And when you start putting yourself first and loving yourself first, that's when the true healing begins. I'm becoming lighter, stronger, and clearer with clarity and understanding daily. And I trust the process within me. This concludes part 5 of Becoming Aligned. 6, I Feel the True podcast by Grace. I do it anyway as a topic. When you focus, discipline is what separates intention from results. I don't wait for motivation. I don't wait for the perfect mood. I don't need to do that anymore. When it's hard, I show up. When I'm tired, I stay consistent. When I feel like quitting, I keep going and keep moving forward because I understand something. Small action repeated daily create powerful results, powerful goals, completion. It keeps promises to myself. Where you come from and where you have been and where you are now. That builds trust. That builds strength, integrity, respect. It builds results. It builds boundaries in your life. I don't need to do everything. I just need to do something every day. No excuses, just progress. This is how I changed my life for the better. This last part, season part 7 of Becoming Aligned. You are now listening to I Feel the Truth podcast by Grace. The last thing that I want to bring to a topic is watch what you say because your life is listening to you. Every word you speak is giving your mind directions, how to move the next day or how to move during that day. Whatever you think, whatever you speak, that's what you bring into existence for that day and for that week. Every word you speak is giving you your mind directions again. You say I'm broke, your mind finds reason to stay there, and it will keep you stuck. And you would not see progress that day or that week. You say I can't, your action slows down. Your mind begins to think of ways to sabotage you, to think that you can't, and slow you down in different delays. But when you say positive things into your life daily, as you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing that you say to your mind when you wake up in the morning? Do you grab for your phone and look at your messages, look at your views, look at your likes, your social media page? Or do you begin to speak positive things into your life? That is a question to ask yourself. Do you read the Bible? Do you pray? Do you call loved ones? Do you think about what your day is going to be like for that day or for that week? When you say I'm building, I'm learning, and I'm becoming, everything starts to shift in your life. There's a shifting energy begin to shift. And when I realized that when you start speaking positive things into your life and not allowing other people to speak into your life, that's when your life begin to shift. That's when the blessings come. That's when the law of attraction begin to come into your life. Money doesn't avoid you. It responds to your habits. So if you have a habit of spending a lot of money and not saving and spending on things that you really don't need, and that was one thing that I used to do in the past, because money was there easy for me, that I could just go and spend it because I knew that I would get it back at the end of the week, by working. But when you think of money and look at money that way, it goes through your hands very quickly. And then you don't have nothing to show for but material things. So when you start putting your mind and changing your spending habits, that's when you start seeing how money flows and how it grows into your life, how it comes into your life a lot easier, because you're not putting money first. And you're thinking differently on money and wealth and prosperity and abundance when you have a mindset. Confidence doesn't skip you, it builds when you move anyway. Healing doesn't rush you, it happens when you stop fighting yourself and allow it to flow into your life. Any discipline that the bridge between where you are and where you said you want to be. So stop speaking like your past and start speaking like your future and your presence. Start speaking things into existence. The power of the words of your tongue can speak life and death. So you have to be careful that when you wake up in the morning or go to bed at night, what are you speaking? Are you speaking life into yourself, or are you speaking death into yourself? And so let's talk like you're growing. Move like it's already working. And show up like it matters, because it does. Because only you would benefit from it first. And then it would trickle down to other people in your life. Your words set the tone for the morning and also set the tone for night at bed. Because that's when your mind starts resting at night. And that's when your subconscious mind begin to kick in. And it begin to go over in things that you has happened today. And then it would show like a video in your mind. Or play a rerun. And sometimes things could get altered in between. So that's why it's best to go with a clear mind and a positive mind when you go to bed at night. So that way, when you wake up the next morning, things is already moving in progress for you, because it's energy. Your mind is already trained on what it needs to do for the next day. So then you just have to wake up the next morning and just remind your subconscious mind or your higher self of what you want the outcome to be for that day. What you think, if you think negative, then negative things gonna come into your life. If you think positive things, positive things will come into your life without any hesitation, without any hard work or effort. It's called training your brain, training your subconscious, training your higher self to connect to the higher frequency of energies that can flow into your life. And that could be healing, love, happiness, blessing. If you want a companionship that can flow into your life, positive, what you demand or what you want. But always be specific on what you asking for. Because if you don't be specific, then it's a vague thought. And what is going to happen is it's going to give you vague things into your life. And you have to sit with yourself and be honest of what you truly want out of life. And it's begin to think positive on it, and it will come into your life in a positive way when you least expect it. Like when I got married to my husband now, I used to go and talk to God, talk to my ancestors, spirit guides, and different things like that. And I would talk to them and I would say, what certain things that I want in a man or specific things that I want. And I began to think on that daily. Who I want into my life, how I wanted to become kids or no kids or whatever, rich or poor or whatever. And sometimes you have to be careful of what you wish for or what you think on that you want to come into your life, because it comes there. And the universe going to give you exactly what you ask for. So sometimes you have to be specific, and give details of what you want. And good things come, good things did come, to me, because I asked for, good things. And I was very specific also, when he came into my life. And so that's,
You can do all the self-teaching. You can look at the encouragement, empowerment, um, different things that they have to offer now on social media. But if you're not feeling it and not reading it and getting it deep down into your conscious mind and to your higher self, then it's never going to prosper. It's never going to be fulfilled and come complete into your life until you begin to realize that what you're speaking into your life daily, and it's a constant daily thing that you have to do. You can't just pick up one day and read it, and affirmation or whatever that you want to read, and then don't pick it up no more until you remember. So it's good to get your brain trained, your subconscious mind and higher self change, so that way you can, and train so way that way you can. And once you start training, that's when it gets bedded into your subconscious mind to the point where you know you don't even have to think about it. Things going to just start becoming, and it just come to you naturally. It's going to flow constantly and consistently in your life. Your words set the tone, your action prove them right. Say less doubt, say more direction and positive thinking and moving forward. Because at the end of the day, your life will match what you keep saying into your life and what you're willing to back up. And so, like I said, if you speak negative all the time into your life, then that's what's going to match. That's what your life going to be matched up. If you speak positive things, blessing, abundance, and prosperity, love, joy, and happiness into your life and peace, that's what's going to come into your life every day. And your life is going to show it and match it up. If you're the one that like to gossip and like to sabotage people's lives and think that it's funny and think that you're getting a good laugh out of it and everything, then you know that that's what's going to come back to your life also. What you match and what you put out there, it's going to match it and bring it right back to you. You might not get it back that same day, but down before that week is over or before that day ends, you're going to end up getting it. You're going to get it right back to you. Because I remember one day that I were talking and I had said something, and all of a sudden, what I said, I mean, it didn't take no more than 2 or 3 hours. And don't you know that when I had spoke something negative, it came it came to fulfillment right then and there. And I remember hearing God's voice or ancestral spirit guide, my spiritual team. And I end up hearing them bring it right back to me what I had just said that day. And I was like, wow, words are very powerful. And so now I watch what I say out my mouth and my action and what I do. Because when you do that, you bring in what you speak. Until next time, this is your host, Grace, from I Feel the True podcast. Remember, put yourself first. Speak positive things into your life. Don't allow people to take advantage of your kindness. Speak of things that you want to see come true and fulfillment into your life. If the energy matches what you are saying, then eventually it will come. But are you, like, for instance, if you're saying that you want someone else's man or someone else's life, that's not going to come to you because you're not focusing on your life. You focus on somebody else's life. And so that energy is not going to come to you the way that it should come in that person's life. It's going to be totally different and opposite because you're not that person and you don't know the frequency and energy that person is on. And that's why things will go haywire and it will backfire quickly because you trying to walk into someone else's shoes instead of walking into your own life and walk your own path and your own destiny. Then that's when you see how your life opens up and how things become to come to you clearly and flowing without any hesitation. And what you see that others, sometimes you can be blessed more than the person that you are trying to copy or mimic their life or envy or jealous of their life. Just be yourself and follow your own path and your own destiny. And then watch how doors open up for you in a positive way.